Well, we finally get back together. That was on me for last week. Broham thought about some things, and next thing you know, and it was rough. But I guess I was in mourning after watching them play on Friday. That horrible game against Minnesota. I was like, I was in my feelings at that point too. So, it would be that when uh, Julius wins, he wants to now be friends with everybody. He wants to get on the court and hold everybody's hand and give
Okay,
love.
dapping everybody up. Yes.
Tired of that fake emotions they be in.
Yeah.
But either way, Harlem to MSG, we starting up again. I know we getting crazy with all this animosity toward Julius, but he's in the win because we just went 3-0 this week. That's all that matters.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Although last week was kind of rough. That Detroit game, yeah, Detroit, they feel very confident and comfortable in the Garden. I'm not liking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not liking that. That's kind of scary. And I had always, as I said, was it a couple weeks back? I said that was going to be a tough game, and yeah, that was not a good look for us.
Not at all.
They felt very comfortable and jumping up and down in the locker room, and they was feeling themselves after that game. It kind of drew back memories of when before Tips came along, other teams would come into the Garden and just go crazy and do crazy things as if it was the home. And I'm like, hey, I got those vibes again when I saw that. So
I hear you.
hopefully that won't cause too much drama. But at the end of the day, we good. It's the Knicks are the Knicks, and we gonna be all right. They on pace. They still on pace to get their
Yes.
50 plus wins. So that's the good thing.
Yeah.
They are definitely on pace for that. So that last week's loss against Detroit, they beat up on Philly without Embiid, and they lost to that Minnesota game. That was kind of rough. So that was interesting to see how the things played out. It's weird enough. We could have went 0-3 last week though.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they would. I don't know, tired.
Yeah,
Because they
could
they
be.
were definitely not
Mm-hmm.
on point. They were missing a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah. They didn't defend um Detroit on the 3-point line again in that game. They let Philly hang around too much. They was beat them and they came back on them. I didn't like that. And then the Minnesota game, they just played sluggish.
Yeah.
It probably was as you said, Jimbo. They were just had tired legs.
Tired.
hmm But I was really scared against that Atlanta team because that was a 3 o'clock game. They'd never play, and I tell Big Baby they never play, they never play well on a midday game, and they almost did it. They came out in the second half and played better, but
Yep.
still, I'm like, come on. But you see, they changed their strategy though against what am they little dude Trey.
Little betray. Yeah.
hmm They Bridges.
I'm happy. Because I didn't want to
Bridges.
hear Trey Mouth this go around.
Bridges played a little bit closer to him.
Yeah.
Wasn't too concerned about him getting past him. He played him a little closer, which he used his length better against him. He didn't give him too much space.
It's length that could keep
Mm-hmm.
up with him.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you have length, if you can get around that length, defeats the purpose.
Yeah, and if he got enough speed, he can get around it. If you crunch him with that length, that's going to be some tough stuff.
Yep.
So he did play better. So I was happy to see that. But that Nets game, I thought they were going to lose that one. Tell you the truth.
I was like, you gotta
That was close.
They had just beat Milwaukee when they played the Nets, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just blew out Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're playing the Nets. I'm like, this is in the bag.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was kind of scary. Yeah, it was in Brooklyn. And it was in Brooklyn Knicks. So what's the name of the stadium again? The Barclays.
Barclay.
Yeah, Barclays Square Garden. That's what it was.
Right. Barclays Square Garden. But I,
Yeah.
I, I, I said more than one time they're gonna lose this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that Brooklyn was playing all that good.
Mm-hmm.
They just had the little lapses. They
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
win something and then it's like they relax.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think they were looking forward to the days off. And that's what got them in
probably,
trouble.
Hmm.
It was, yeah, it was a back to back. And
yeah,
then, so that was kind of crazy on that one, but it was crazy. They had, was it Wednesday through Friday off, and they played
yeah,
on Saturday, so they had some good times off, and I think it showed in the game yesterday
Hmm.
because OG was fresh.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
OG was fresh.
yeah, yeah.
He's from the
He was
start.
right from go.
Yeah.
He was
Because
fresh.
Carl, he was just Carl Anthony. He was just sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't
Hmm.
dominating.
Mm-hmm.
No,
He got a lot of his stuff like rejected on the defense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
embarrassing a little too.
Yeah,
It's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was still pampering that hand.
That
I don't
hand is still
know.
jacked up. That's
Yeah.
the hand is still, because he has to get comfortable with it.
Hmm.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
not just palming the ball, but also dribbling and shooting. He has have a
yeah.
little challenge with it, and
No more dunking for a minute.
mm-hmm.
And you get a
Like,
little
It's
timid
painful.
in driving because the boy be slapping at your hands, trying to
Mm-hmm.
get the ball in,
hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he really hurt it, when it was hurt, then he hurt it even worse is when
Yeah.
the kid slapped his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was really in pain.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I was glad. I thought he might have broke it.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed it was just wrapped, so it wasn't broken.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Probably ligament.
Yeah, I never was a big fan of that, type of. Yeah, and they always say, "Well, you on the court, you no, it's that still that's just not good sportsmanship,
Yeah,
No.
you know.
yeah,
You got an injury, so I'm gonna make you no, come on.
yeah.
Hmm.
Go after the injury.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan of that. Trying to hurt him even more. That even just to
Yeah,
get him out the game.
got to get him out exactly.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But either way, he did still double digit boards yesterday, so that was kind of
Yeah,
Yes.
that was kind of cool with that. Um, Hart, it's funny they when we got him a couple years back when we trade with Portland, I was happy that we got him, and then they re-signed him. I was like, whoa, that's a big check he got.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I don't care about it now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he's definitely worth it.
Yeah. He
Every
played
single
40 minutes. He played 40 minutes the most.
every single penny of that. He's
Is
he's
worth it. Yeah.
yeah, I guess he's playing free, which
Yeah.
is giving him a little bit more confidence, and he's hitting the shots. And so
Yep.
it's going to be interesting. But here's interesting is my wanted to think about yesterday's game with OG, and this was part of my um beef with Glenn 2 weeks ago when we had that back and forth
Mhm.
on Bridges,
Hmm.
and Tibbs actually played him the way that I was saying to play him.
Right.
Give him the ball, let him be the one, let him be the lead guard in the
Hmm.
situation wins both Brunson and um Towns is off the court.
Right.
Let him do the same type of plays that he was doing against San Antonio. That's what I was talking about.
Hmm.
And he did that.
Hmm.
He was that secondary scorer or tertiary scorer when in that situation there,
Hmm.
where he was able to be effective for the team and be efficient
Yeah.
when they were off the court. That's
Yeah.
all I was saying. Glenn, you don't listen. That's what happens when you're a big baby. Babies don't listen. They just do what they
No.
want to do.
He listens. He listens to Glenn.
Yeah.
Yes.
you know, and that's the thing that was, that's the point I was just trying to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I know I made it clear to everybody else, but to him it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that's how I see um them utilizing Bridges. He definitely has the ability to be able to be that mid range and take advantage of that mid range game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because can't get a shot, he has too long of arms to get to his shot. The way that he gets
Yeah.
creates his space, so that's something that
Yeah.
definitely takes advantage. And even with certain aspects of the game with OG, he
Hmm.
had his mid range games was shown a little bit better because he had fresher legs yesterday, I guess, because You know, he was able to get to his mid-range shot a couple, you know, even more so yesterday. So
Yeah.
I was happy with that, you know. But that's just something where at the end of the day we're gonna have to clearly see how we're gonna expand and make them more a little bit more difficult to be defended against, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me see if I can bring this up. Where's my guy? Where's my guy?
I think with
Uh,
Bridges also, when the mid-range game is on,
mm-hmm,
it makes him more dangerous
mm-hmm,
for driving to
Hmm.
the hoop.
mm-hmm,
You know, because he's going to, all he has to do is throw fake.
mm-hmm,
Think he's going to shoot, and he go to the hoop, and he's hard to stop.
mm-hmm,
And he's going to
Yeah.
move. You know, and he's pretty efficient.
mm-hmm.
In most cases, he makes the layup.
Yeah. Yeah, and he can get to the basket with it, you know.
Yeah.
He can get there,
Hmm.
you
Occasionally
know.
he get through and he throw it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that he will.
Yeah.
That he will. And you know, granted, he's the only one that's gonna, you know, he's gonna be able to get to that point, and those points are the games, and that's something to where you definitely got to take advantage of because that's open to them. You don't have to
Yeah.
get always to the basket. That's gonna be there during the playoffs
Yeah.
at mid range. So
Hmm.
they got to definitely take advantage of that. You know, that's
Anthony Payne is looking pretty good too.
yeah, he's still up in
Yeah. Anytime he comes out though, I like him though. He's a little wild on the floor.
there. He is
That's
wild.
when
Yeah.
I found that him and Shamet were on the team, man, I was
Mm-hmm.
happy. I said these guys
Mm-hmm.
are good.
Hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
remember them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they may not be all stars, but these guys
Mm-hmm. Now they good backup
Hmm.
players. Yeah,
are
they
good.
good
Yeah,
bench
they are.
players.
Whenever
Mm-hmm.
he's out on the floor, I mean, he gives well, he was on for 10 minutes. He did wait
Mm-hmm.
the 3 points, but
Mm-hmm.
3 assists. Back to the bench.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah,
not afraid
he
to
fills
launch
his
that
role pretty
three
well.
either.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Not afraid to launch the three, and he's
No,
pretty
He is
efficient.
not afraid, and further back,
no,
few
Yeah.
he's
feet from
not.
the 3 point
Yeah.
line. I'm like, dude, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Come on,
I was like, oh no, oh yes.
in the brick. No, we don't want that. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
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 And of course, and when you get those wild 3 pointers, you get crazy rebounds on that. So you
Yeah.
guys got to be mindful of it too. So
Yeah.
that's to be in the flow so they could be in position. But like, my goodness, one of those shots, he shot like a few feet from the 3 point line.
Hmm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, man, it was a wild rebound that they got from that, but they got it, so that didn't matter. Wow.
His
So,
heart like bloody yesterday too. The other
mm-hmm,
day. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
he was playing all.
mm-hmm.
I normally he can get upset. He was really upset. He was with the
Okay.
refs. Hart.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hit the big up
Yeah.
nose stuff up
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
there.
He got a technical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got a technical.
Mm-hmm.
He was done. He was done. I said, calm down, we need you. Don't get thrown out of this game.
Yeah.
But they let them come back. I mean, they were up over. It was like two. I said, how
Mm-hmm.
this happened?
Mm-hmm.
I said, don't get thrown out this game.
Yeah.
They definitely are. You know,
Yeah.
it's funny when, they part of the game in yesterday's game when they was up by so much and you still see Towns in the game with 2 minutes left. And I'm like,
Right.
Tip, I understand Tibbs doesn't want that
Yeah.
that comeback, but my
Hmm.
goodness, get him
Yeah.
out the game.
Yeah. Save him and save the
I don't
rest of
want
the
anything
game.
happening to do. Please don't.
No.
And not only that, but in situations like that, he's still susceptible to
Hmm.
fouling
Injury.
people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Put them on the line. That's
Hmm.
going to give them points.
Yeah. I'm not gonna fuss about the minutes because they just came off a 3-day break,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
but still, it don't mean you ramp them back up.
Hmm.
Plus,
But
he's coming off an injury too. So
hmm
Injury. Yeah.
hmm hmm
you
craziness.
Yeah.
So well, 2 weeks ago, I said they were going to go 2-1. They went 1-2, which was not a happy week for us. But this past week, I said 2-1, and they went 3-0. So
hmm
I'm happy with the overall results. It's
You
still
got 3
four
and 0.
4-2.
I think
Yeah.
you said
You
three.
said
I think
two.
you
Right?
said
You said
three.
3 and
No, I
0.
said I wanted 3-0, but I said they were
Oh,
going to go
right,
two and
right.
one.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
said 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid of the Kings. And when
Mm-hmm.
they came back, I was like, I'm so happy they won, but I thought they were gonna have trouble.
Yeah, I was just afraid of the Atlanta game because it was a midday
Same
game.
here.
Okay.
That was my concern.
hmm
Atlanta.
Hmm.
hmm And they played a really good game against them, so
Yeah.
I'm not fussing with that. But it's weird coming up. They play some very difficult teams over the next 5 games. They play Memphis, Denver,
Hmm.
Lakers, Houston, and even though
Oh man.
Toronto's been playing well the past few games, but I can't count them. But then they play Boston, and then Indiana. They got a tough schedule, like the next
Tough
5 to 10
schedule
games.
going forward. Yeah.
It's crazy. So it's gonna be they're gonna do some things. They're gonna show themselves whether or not they're gonna set the
Right.
bar for themselves.
Hmm.
Exactly.
But for next week, the good part is that they all home next week. So
Right.
the first game is on Monday against Memphis. Next game is
Hmm.
on Wednesday against Denver, and then the last game is on Saturday. It's a Saturday night game against the Lakers.
Okay.
And so I'm sure that's gonna be on like what TNT or ESPN, one of them
Hmm.
things. Probably gonna be on one of those. So I guess Crystal gets to watch it.
Did you see how they showed it on TNT though?
hmm hmm
Above. I was like, what?
hmm hmm
Man.
hmm Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of
Hmm.
that. That was the Wednesday game.
Hmm.
Hmm But
Yeah.
oddly enough, they played it. It was also on was it on MSG? Yeah, I think it was on MSG
It
too.
might have been because they took it off for
Yeah, it was on
GSP.
yeah, it was on
Yeah, I
MSG.
didn't have
hmm
G4. Yeah.
hmm Yeah. But either way, this is gonna be a crazy because they can easily go 0-3,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're gonna go 0-3. I'm saying they're
Mm-mm.
going 2-1. They're gonna they're gonna beat Denver and they're gonna beat the Lakers. They're gonna lose against Memphis. That's what I see. They don't
They
play
got a nice
Memphis.
break in between Nuggets
hmm
and Lakers Wednesday to
hmm
Saturday, but
Yeah.
no.
They got a lot of days off coming up, period.
Hmm.
Still. Like even the following week when they go against Houston, Toronto, and Boston, they play Monday, Tuesday, and then Saturday again.
Mm.
So they got a lot of
Yeah.
time off. They better utilize that time
Hmm.
properly, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm saying 2-1 this week. So that's what I think they're gonna be able to do. They're gonna beat Denver, beat Lakers, but lose against the Grizzlies. Memphis is playing, their
Yeah,
defense is
Grizzlies have been
pretty tough.
playing up. Yeah, the
hmm
Grizzlies, the last two
hmm
games I watched.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
Boston, they got a little chink in their armor as of late.
hmm
They've been getting beat
Hmm.
by a couple of teams
hmm
that I thought they were going to win
hmm
because they lost to the Lakers.
Yeah, but I always think they play whenever it comes to them persons playing in the Garden, they play up to the Knicks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
that's always going to be the situation. So they can't come in slacking.
Yeah,
I just think Memphis, their defense is pretty strong. Um,
yeah,
and
Grizzlies.
with
Yeah,
with the with the with the
Yeah.
hobbled rather Towns, I'm not too sure how he's going to he react to that physical play they're going to have. But they got two big men that they're pretty active, and so
yeah.
I'm curious about how they're going to counter that. So we'll see. But I say 2-1. That's what we're gonna do.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Say it with your big voice. Come on now.
2-1.
Two
Yeah,
and 1, 2
2-1 and it's done.
and 1.
Well, I said we're gonna keep it light today, and that's it.
Yes.
Sounds
Great
good.
talking to y'all. Harlem2MSG.
Sound good.
All right, Trev.
All righty.
All
See you
right
next
now.
time. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Sound good.